Tax Tuesday. I am excited. We have some great speakers today, great guests. They're going to be here. And man, I'm telling you, get your pencil, get your pen. You're about to learn something today. We have some dynamic speakers, and I am very, very excited about how we are going to bless you because as I said, I am an advocate for small businesses. And today we're going to talk about that. Tax Tuesday. Yes, all of you join in today. Come on, y'all. Come on. And I'd like to bring my guests on today. We have Jay King. Come on in, Jay. And we have Heather Lucy that will be joining us today. Now, Jay King, welcome. Heather, welcome. Thank you for joining on our Tax Tuesday program today. I'm so excited about the information you'll be sharing with the public. So in case any of you guys don't know, and you really should know, Jay King is the president of the California Black Chamber of Commerce. That means that he cares about the Black people's commerce, about small businesses, just about the community and what's going on. So we're excited. I am honored and feel so special at being able to have him here today. And he is going to talk about, come on, you guys, if we haven't learned anything, we should know that it is important to position yourself, to leverage yourself for grants and loans and things that are going on. Because a lot of you missed it during the pandemic. A lot of you weren't in position. You didn't have your stuff right. But Jay's going to talk to you about how to be in position because things aren't over yet. We're just beginning the new way of doing business. And you've got to leverage yourself. So Jay, thank you for being on today. If you would be so kind, tell people not only about how they can position themselves, but about the new program that the city has going on for marginalizing businesses. Jay, he may be having some programming problems. I know he's trying to speak and try to come on. Good. There you go.
Yeah. So I am having some difficulties, but what makes is that important? I'm going to change, I think, to my phone because I think it might play a little better there. Let me just see. And if it will, we're going to switch over. Am I coming through clear right now?
Yes, you are.
Okay. So first of all, thank you for having me. We're in some interesting times for small business. While we are the California State Chamber and that organization, my job is to help small business across the board. Because as African Americans, we only make up 6% of the population here in California. And we have to be a lot smarter when it comes to how we're going to get things done for small business, build coalitions with other ethnic groups, other disenfranchised groups, women-owned businesses, disabled veterans, Asian, Hispanic, Native business owners. We have to start building real partnerships, real coalitions to help move the needle for business. 6% African American business, what we call micro or mini micro, meaning less than $100,000 and less than $35,000 a year, and you do not have an employee. 96%. That means only 4% of African American businesses have one employee or more. At the California Black Chamber of Commerce, my quest is to triple that number, to get us to around 12% during my presidency, because I won't be here forever. I'll be here for a finite time. And in those few years that I'm here, my job is to build a strong foundation for the next president that comes in. It's not the space that I grew up in. I'm a business guy and not so much a commerce guy, but I understood the need, and I understand the need for small business, especially in African American communities, to build infrastructure and for you all many resources out here that we don't use. Oftentimes because we don't know, other times because we are in the room, we don't understand the language, because business is a totally different language than what we're used to. Because let's be honest, very few Black businesses are going to get the kind of start that they need, require, and deserve, because we don't have the assets to go get loans from banks. We don't have access to capital that other ethnic groups have, especially when you look at um, the systemic racism, bigotries, prejudices, and biases that have existed in this country against us. When it comes to wealth, we're at the lower end of the rung. And the only way we're going to build it up is to build up small business and to build up in our business community. And that means become better business people, better educated when it comes to starting a business. And it means that we have to become financially literate on what to do with our money, especially when we have a bonanza year where we're doing really good and we don't just spend because we're doing well. We have to learn how to put money away and teach that money how to grow. 18%,
Awesome.
I'm sorry, 80% of small businesses that are African American will be out of business in 18 months. 80% of African American small businesses will be out of business in 18 months.
Oh my God.
So that means if there's 100 of you listening today, 80 of you will be out of business in 18 months if you don't change the way you operate. And that is why we marginalized community is all about. That's why me, Celine from Black Small Business, Simeon Gant with Green Tech, and Michael Blair with Neighborhood Innovation have teamed up to bring you as many resources as we possibly can. And you guys can call our office, 916-467-8878, 916-467-8878, to find out anything. But that program is put in place to bring you resources, not financial resources, technical resources. If you need to build a website, we can help you with it at no cost. If you need to do marketing, we can help you at no cost. If you need to put a budget, marketing plan, or business plan together, we can bring those to you else. Our small, the best way we can. This is on African American and other marginalized communities, but any small business person who needs help, we're not going to turn our back on you. We're not going to close the door on you. We're actually going to do all that we can to help you. So I don't know how this works, if you guys have questions or if I just speak and then I sit down and listen to what's happening today. So, but I'm available
of course,
for you all.
Of course,
again.
it's interactive. Yeah. So, we'll
Okay.
need to ask questions if people have any. But I think that's very exciting about the marginalized, right, providing technical assistance. Because as a person that deals with a lot of small businesses, what I find out is that their foundation is really not solid. And it's not built for them to scale up or built for them to be able to sustain their business. And so many of them are struggling with marketing problems. Many are struggling with a small, having a business plan. Many are struggling with a website. They'll get someone to do it, but they won't do it right. So I think this is like much needed in order to help the businesses. And I love what you said about we got to partnerize with other groups that, we've got to partnerize with the Asian community, with the various communities. We need to be partners with them and build in numbers. Build in numbers and unity. I teach all the time about the Tower of Babel. Everybody come together in unity, and they were able to build the tower to try to go to heaven. So if we come in numbers and unity and put aside, there's enough to go around, put aside that it's just, we get our piece, but there's enough for all of us. We can make this country great. So I appreciate that. I don't know. we may not have any questions, but is there any other points that you'd like to make real quick? And then maybe you could hold on. We'll bring on Heather. It says, can you go into detail on the reasons why 80% of Black-owned businesses will go out of business within 18 months? That was startling numbers. That was really shocking.
So let me just say the average business goes out of business 54% in 5 years, 68% in 10 years. So we don't even make it to that point. And the reason why is because most of our businesses start off crippled already. They don't have access to capital, meaning they don't have family, friends, relatives, that then to help the business. They can go to a bank to have a business line, a credit that's substantial enough to carry them through, say, a pandemic. They don't have real infrastructure to when it comes to, as you said, scaling a business from no employees or one employee to 3 to 8 to 12. So when people look at the business that they're doing, they only look at the advantage of success, which everybody wants to walk in looking at success. You want your business to be successful, but you have to look at the downside as well. What if everything doesn't go the way I want it to go? Because the possibility of everything not going the way you want it to go is, and when those things start to happen, they're like dominoes. One thing affects another, and it knocks everything down. It's really not enough cash to start, and when you start, not enough cash to keep it afloat as you start to build. Most businesses don't make money for the first 3 to 5 years, and so you have to have enough cash to last through that time period.
So let me tell you. So are you saying that the Marginalized Community and Small Business Coalition Program should help some businesses become stronger, maybe have a better chance of being successful and sustaining their business and not being part of the statistics of the 18 months?
Absolutely. I think if you join the program,
well,
that to start different, to grow at a pace that that will allow you to learn, to build, to develop, so your foundation is strong. When you have a weak foundation, one thing going wrong can destroy the whole thing. So we're really about building a foundation for small businesses that's stronger, more sustainable, and that can take a heavy punch if something like a pandemic should befall us again.
Okay, awesome. So, Mr. King, great information. I'm going to add our another panel member, which is Heather Luzzi. If you don't mind, just staying on in case something happens that she's able to, maybe you might want to comment later on. I appreciate it. So, hey, you guys, we have one of our popular speakers, our wonderful speaker, Heather Luzzi. She's the regional director at Small Business Association. She has some things that she wants to talk to you about. So, we were thinking, how do we bring this exciting? How do we make this great? How do we make this sexy? And so one of the things we talked about was SBA, being and providing information about what they have to offer if you are in position, what kind of loans, and some hot news about EIDL that I announced last week that she's going to fix this week. So Heather, thank you for joining us today. We are so excited for you being here. Hey, a lot of our members are familiar with you. My followers are excited that you're going to be here. So if you would just tell us about what kind of loan opportunities are available at SBA, and maybe also talk about your EIDL news. Go, can you hear me? Go ahead. So, of course, you guys were having technical difficulties. I can't hear you, Heather. So, and you're looking sideways. So let's turn. Let's see what we can do. So, of course, they're trying to keep this great information from you. Can you speak? Let's see if we can hear you. Hello. Yeah, for some reason, you're here, Heather, but we can't hear nothing you have to say. Maybe you can go out and come back in. I'm not sure what to do. You guys, all I know is I can entertain you. She's trying to get in. She's going to go out and get back in. In the meantime, Jake, maybe we can talk. How long have you been the president of the California Black Chambers?
I became the president of the California Black Chamber of Commerce in June of 19. So
Oh,
I just completed my third year. Mr. Aubrey Stone was the longtime president. He was the only
okay.
president that the chamber had for 25 years. So I'm only the second president that we've had. And I
Okay, well,
came
looks like
from the
Heather may.
radio side. I'm trying to see. I'm waiting on her to get on so we can.
Can you speak, Heather? Can we hear
But
you? What is the radio side, Mr. King? What's that?
well, KAE 97. That's where I started. So I
Started
started as a
what?
volunteer for the radio station. I started as a DJ on the radio there. I
Oh,
volunteered and raised money for the radio station. When I first came, we just had Tristan Mays, and the radio didn't make money, so the chamber didn't put much into it. And so I told them I would help them raise money, but they had to put more voices on. And so I brought more voices in and really voice in the community. So a lot of, when you want to get information out to Black folk in Sacramento, you use the radio station. The radio station is the
yeah.
biggest voice we have. And I
Yes.
just believe that the chamber didn't use the station in the right way for the community. And so they said the community didn't support the radio station. And I said, the radio station don't support the community. I'm from Sacramento. Sacramento's a funny town. If Sacramento love you, they'll ride with you till the wheels fall off. And so we had to earn that love from the city by being more connected to what was happening in the communities. And through my program, that's what we did. Hopefully, Heather, we can hear you now, I think, Heather. You there, Heather? Yes.
I hope so. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. I can hear you
Excellent.
great.
Excellent.
Well, Heather, thank
Mr.
you.
King, thank you for giving kind of the background on the Black. Go ahead.
No. You're on board. You're on deck. Heather?
Can you?
Yeah, we're having a
Okay.
lot of communication. There you go.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Selena, we're having problems.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Are you on your phone or are you
Excellent.
on a computer?
Oh my goodness. There's gremlins.
Something.
Okay. Can you?
So you're very choppy. Are you on your phone or are
Can
you
you
on
hear
your
me?
computer? Yes.
Okay, well, I hope that you can hear me. I cannot hear you. So I'm going to just go ahead and talk. With respect to the U.S. Small Business Administration, of course, we assist businesses in starting, growing, getting into new markets. Shake your heads if you can hear me. In any, during the played a critical role in assisting businesses, not only to sustain and help during the Paycheck Protection Program and Economic Injury Disaster Loan, but also kind of a bright spot throughout the pandemic was that we assisted businesses in than in our entire history. It's really unbelievable. And what it shows me is that our Kay, as we spoke about, through our communities, and people pivoted and got into a position of being able to start their own business if employment perhaps went under. So it was a great opportunity for so many businesses. Store business starts, which ended up giving out in excess of 18 million applications for the Economic Injury Disaster Loan. And I think during the pandemic, that's basically what we had talked about, or talked most about, was the EIDL loan program. Well, EIDL had a deferment of the payments, and those payments just started to become due in October for our small businesses, and some of which are still going through some hardships due to business closures, not being able to find employees, just really difficult situations. So the agency has come up with a hardship program. That is not a deferment, but it is for those loans of $200,000 or less. They can get online and request a deferment. A hardship payment automatically, and so those 200,000 or less request initially, and what they do is actually pay 10% of the due payment, or $25, whichever is less. With that said, the will continue to accrue, but it will give them an additional 6 months of hardship relief. So we're hopeful that that will assist those businesses that are really struggling during this difficult time. As I stated, the payments became due for a lot of borrowers in October, and they're going to continue as we move forward. So there's many payments becoming due in the month of December. So this may be something that your small businesses could benefit from. For those loan amounts that are in excess of $200,000, they would need to request a hardship application packet, and they can do that through sending an email to disaster customer service at sba.gov. They can also reach out to our disaster assistance center, and that telephone number is 833 5638. So again, 833-853-5638, or disaster customer service at sba.gov. And they would be able to request those hardship payments. Again, for those loan amounts that are less than $200,000, you can do it directly through our portal, through the tabs that would have set up your app. So that's kind of the big news in the programs. But what I was saying, back to starting a business, growing a business, we still have our flagship loan programs, which are our 7A and 504 programs. Now, those the 7A and 504 parts of the small.
Well, you guys, that was some great news. I really appreciate it. I know we had some technical difficulties, but I heard you caught what she said. The really big news is that if you have a $200,000 K less idle loan, it's coming up now. They're asking for payments. You can put in for a hardship request, which will defer your payments or reduce your payments to down to 10% of what the payment's supposed to be. So if your payment was $504, you can pay $50 for the next 6 months. If you saying that you had a hardship, you can't pay for it, you still trying to get on your
Or
feet.
25.
Right, or 25. Thank you, Jay. He said, man, that's amazing. The one thing I have to tell you is just like the deferment payments, you still gonna owe it. They're gonna put it to the back
Whichever's
of
less.
the loan.
Yeah, whichever's less.
Pardon me? Yeah, whatever is less. 10% or $25, whichever is less. But that remaining amount will go to the back. But right now, what you want to know is that you can make a payment. You can put in a hardship. If it's 200K or less, you can go right to the portal and push the hardship button and request that and say, hey, I've been affected by the idle, by what's going on, the economics, and you can pay 10% or $25, whichever one's less. That's big news, because remember when I tell you, we're talking federal government. You've got to make sure that you understand the federal government expects us to be accountable and do things. So you can't just act like it didn't happen. You've got to do something. So I see that Heather's back on. Thank you, Heather. It was a little choppy about talking about your flagship loans, the 7A and the 504. So could you just recapture that real quick? I don't know. I guess we are going, and they must be fighting against us, y'all. But this is great. If you can't, you can go on the SBA.gov website and get this information if Heather's not able to articulate it to us. What do you think, Selena?
I think I'm going to put up SBA.gov.
Yes.
And if you have questions, just remember the 7A and 504 loans. Look those up on SBA.gov. And you may contact the Sacramento District Office at the number that is scrolling below. And they'll be able to answer your questions if we are unable to get Heather back. And if you just want an email, you can also email them at this email address.
And Heather is just so great. She's always willing to help us. It said, would borrowers need to have access to their idle? Yes. I was looking at one of the questions, and you definitely have to be able to have access. If you don't know it, you could call the support unit at SBA, and they will help you get your login. Because one of the things I noticed when I tried to go in, if you've been inactive or you haven't used it, they automatically, your password just won't work. So then you're going to need the support system to help you get back in, but you need to do that in order to request this. If you're over 200K, you can actually request a package, but the majority of us and people are under 200K. So you got to go into that portal. You've got to be able to access this. One of the problems I ran into is my Social Security number and my loan didn't match. So I wasn't able to get on. So I had to go to disaster loan and request that they fix that. So fix it, you guys. Figure it out, fix it, because it's going to be a great asset for you. If business owners do not repay the idle, will it affect future funding from the SBA? You bet your bottom dime it is. Not only will it affect that, it's going to affect affect your credit for a business credit. You don't want to be on the bad side of the federal government. You guys, this is not a catch it and let's go. No, they are trying to provide resources to help us make it. Anytime you can come in, Heather, I'm just talking, but you're welcome to come in if you want to try. But It's important, you guys. Federal government, guess what? Any future stuff come in, PPP, if it comes back, new stuff. If you messed up with that, you can't get this. It all comes from the same people. So you want to pay it back. You want to figure it out. You want to be on the good foot, because I'm telling you, if you don't and something else come, then that's bad business. Bad business. You want to be in good business. I hope this was able to provide information that everybody needs. There is another announcement. SBA has also said that they're getting ready to close the restaurant revitalization fund. So they were doing that for 169 businesses. It was like 83, get this, y'all, $83 million in grants, trying to sustain, trying to hold, trying to keep the restaurant business afloat. But the grants are getting ready to close. SBA made the announcement that they're going to be closing that. So you've got to get yourself in position that whatever you need needs to be done. Heather, you still there? You back, Jack? Well, I guess we're not going to be able to get Heather back.
I think she lost audio, but I want to ask you a question about the restaurant revitalization.
Sure.
Do you help people with those applications for those?
Yes, I have. I haven't had many asks, but I have helped people with those applications. So if you need my help, you can contact me, KPAL Speedy Tax Services, 916-320-1246. And I'm also part of the Marginalized Community Business and Small Business Program Coalition. So if you want to reach out to me, and then we'll turn you back around to the right places, because I think this is like hot technical resources, and you don't have to pay for it. We're going to provide technical, but they have experts. I'm real excited about that. Consultations, actually helping you. When I say boots in the sand, boots to help you, people with expertise. I'm part of it. We have some great resources. Come on, small businesses, get yourself in position where you can win. Get yourself in position where you can scale up. Get yourself in position so you don't become the statistic of 18 months and I'm done. Come on, let's build up. Let's partnership. Thank you, thank you, Black Chamber. Jay had to leave. Thank you. Thank you, Heather. Selena, anything else that is not covered? I appreciate you allowing us to be able to be on here with this workshop. This is exciting. We will have more to come. Every Tuesday at 6 o'clock, we have workshops. We have things that are offered from TAP. That's our technical assistant program. And again, would love to thank Jay King for being a guest, Heather Luzzi, and allowing me. I feel honored. Thank you for allowing me to moderate this workshop, to be a part of it. I appreciate you very much. Come on, you guys, give it a hand for Selena, bringing you good stuff, y'all, bringing you information, educating the community, helping you stay afloat. Selena, I salute you. God bless you all. Thank you very much.